Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 4:28-24. Purim vihayo pagata uparudo bhujangamaha yadatameva nupuri Vaishrina prakritim gata. Purim, the city, vihaya, having given up, upagataha, gone out, uparudaha, arrested, bhujangamaha, the serpent, yada, when, tam, him, eva, certainly, anu, after, puri, the city, vishrinjana, scattered, prakritim, matter, katha, turn into. The serpent who had already been arrested by the soldiers of Yavana Raja and was out of the city began to follow his master along with the others. As soon as they all left the city, it was immediately dismantled and smashed to dust. Please respond. The serpent who had already been arrested by the soldiers of Yavana Raja was out of the city, began to follow his master along with the others. As soon as they all left the city, it was immediately dismantled and smashed to dust. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When the living entity is arrested, all his followers, namely the live air, the senses, the sense object, immediately leave the clump of matter, the body. When the living entity and his companions leave, the body no longer works but turns into basic material elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. When a city is attacked by enemies, is vacated by the inhabitants, the enemy immediately takes advantage of the city and bombards it to smash the whole thing to dust. When we say, dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return, we refer to the body. When a city is attacked and bombarded by enemies, the citizens generally leave and the city ceases to exist. If a foolish person who engages in improving the condition of the city without caring for the citizens or inhabitants, similarly a living entity who is not properly enlightened in spiritual knowledge, simply takes care of an external body, not knowing that the spirit soul is the principal factor within the body. When one is advanced in spiritual knowledge, the spirit soul is saved from eternal transmigration. The Bhagavatam considers those who attach to their bodies to be like cows and asses. Sa eva gokaraha. The cow is a very innocent animal and the ass is a beast of burden. One who labors under the bodily conception simply works like an ass and does not know his self-interest. Therefore it is said, Yashyatma buddhe kunape tri dhatu tuke swatihi kalatradisu bhauma ijjatihi yatirtha buddhi salilena karhichit janasva abhigyesu saeva gokaraha. A human being who identifies his body made of three elements with his self, who considers the byproduct, the body, to be his kinsman, considers the land of birth worshipable, and who goes to place of pilgrimage simply to take bath, rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge, there is to be considered like an ass or a cow. A human civilization devoid of Krishna consciousness is simply a civilization of lower animals. Sometimes such civilization may study the dead body and consider the brain or the heart. However, no part of the body is important unless the spirit soul is present. And the modern civilization of cows and asses, scientists try to search out some value in the brain or heart of a dead man. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Gnanam Gna Shlakaya Chakshudan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamam Dadati Swaparandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sakajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajim Shadvitam Shabadudam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shaganvitam Shyam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishavan Stuta Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, thank you for joining in our Srimad Bhagavatam. So here you can see how the spirit soul, when it leaves the body is finished. Yes? So this body is temporary. Are you understanding? This body is not permanent. It cannot be permanent. Some time back there was some philosophy that they keep the body frozen, they freeze it and then they wait for some technology or some invention, then they can inject something to the body and again make it alive. Understand this philosophy? But it cannot work. This philosophy cannot. The spirit soul is in the body. As long as the soul is there, the body will stay active. You follow this point? In many places this is explained. So I am going to just show you where these places are. You can see here, this is explained in the next canto. And the next chapter, Here it is explained. Here in this verse, when the living entity wants to enjoy the modes of mental nature in totality, he prefers, out of many bodily forms, to accept that body which has 9 gates, 2 hands and 2 legs. Thus he prefers to become a human being or a demigod. So the soul wants to enjoy Jaya Sri Radha. The moment he wants to enjoy, so he likes these 2 kind of bodies, because So here it says that he wants to enjoy this body, he is given a body. The sage Narada continued, the word pramada mentioned in this regard refers to material intelligence and ignorance. It is to be understood as such. When one takes shelter of this kind of intelligence, he identifies with himself with the material body, influenced by material consciousness, I and mind. He begins to enjoy or suffer through his senses, thus the living entity is entrapped. You understand? This is Narada is saying how the soul is trapped. The moment he wants to enjoy, three modes of nature cover him and he is given certain type of body, and that is. So the soul is what? Is trapped in the body. Again you can see, then of course he gets a certain kind of ears and legs and all kind of thing, you know. Here again in this verse, here also the same thing is explained. Above the five senses of perception, the five working senses and the five objects of the senses, the mind is the 16th element. Above the mind is 17th element. The soul, the living being who is in cooperation with the other 16, enjoys the material world alone. The living being enjoys three kinds of situation, namely happy, distressful and mixed. So again, the soul together with the senses trapped in the body, he is trying to enjoy. And the enjoyment is three kinds. Either it's happy or distressful or mixed. Okay. Then it says, again this point, the subtle body is endowed with 16 parts. There's 5 knowledge acquiring senses, the 5 working senses, the 5 object senses, gratification, the mind. The subtle body is an effect of the 3 modes of material nature. It is composed of insurmountable strong desires, and therefore it curses the living entity to transmigrate from one body to another in human life, animal life, or as demigod. When the living entity gets the body of a demigod, he is certainly very jubilant. When he gets the body of a human being, he is always lamentation. And when he gets the body of an animal, he is always afraid. In all conditions, however, he is actually miserable. His miserable condition is called samsriti or transmigration in material life. So you see how, again, the same point. The foolish embodied living entity, inapt at controlling his senses and mind, is forced to act according to the influences of the modes of material nature. Against his desire, he is like a silkworm that uses his own saliva to create a cocoon and then becomes trapped in it, with no possibility of getting out. The living entity trapped himself in the network of his own fruitive activity and then can find no way to release himself. Thus he is always bewildered and repeatedly he dies. So the soul is having the desire, correct? And then because of that he is associating with the modes, and according to the modes, sat, asat, yoni, karanam gunasangosya sat asat yoni janmasu. This is in 22. 22. I think we showed that yesterday, right? Did we show that yesterday? No? See, in the Bhagavad Gita, again, so he wants to enjoy. So he is given this body like this. See? Like this is given. Purushaha prakritisto hai bhunjate prakriti jan gunan. Purusha means the soul. His soul is, you want to enjoy, that's why it's called a Purusha. But actually the soul is Prakriti. So this soul, because he wants to enjoy, he is given the title as Purusha. And what do you want to enjoy? Prakriti sto. You want to enjoy the material nature. Bhunjate means enjoying. Prakriti jan guna. You want to enjoy the three modes of material nature. Karanam guna sangosya. Because of the association with the modes, he gets sat, asat, yoni, janmasu. Translation. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. He meets with good and evil among various species. Suppose he is in the mode of goodness, he gets the body of demigod. Suppose he is in the mode of passion, he gets again human or demon body. And if his association is in the mode of ignorance, he gets the animal body or ghostly body. You follow? So the living entity is trapped. You understand this point? Now, understanding this, that the soul and the body is different. The soul is getting into trouble because he wants to enjoy separately from the. I think again I'm going to go to this point. And this verse you can see again the same point, they explain in a different way. Sri Antariksha said, O mighty armed king, by activating the material element, the primeval soul of all creation sent forth all living beings in higher and lower species, so that this conditioned soul can cultivate either sense gratification or ultimate liberation according to their desire. But the next thing, the soul is sent. It is why the soul is put into the body? Karmanam Deviga Netrena. It is by eye arrangement. You may desire. To fulfill your desire, there must be an arrangement. You follow? It is not that you desire and you work out the thing. There is some other person. Who is that? The Lord. You see? So the Lord puts the conditioned soul in the body. And in this body, he can do two things. Either he can get liberated or he can get conditioned. Is the point. Understand? So here you see, the super soul enters the material body of the created being, activates the mind and senses, and thus causes the conditioned soul to approach the three modes of nature for sense gratification. This is a very, very important point. The super soul. Who is the super soul? The Paramatma. He makes all the arrangements. That's why it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, no? Correct? 13:23. The Lord is what? Upadrista Anumanta. This word Anumanta means what? The permitter, who gives the permission. And if you look again in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, you can take out, I don't know, there are 5 things to make something work. 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. 5 things. Correct? You know, no? Do you know the verse? Huh? What is the verse? Here, see, the super soul is the one who makes everything possible. Who? Super soul. And again here in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, what is that? 18:14. 1-4.
Yeah.
1-3-1-4.
Yeah. 18-4.
So you see here in the Bhagavad Gita, again the same point is explained here. So the place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. Ultimately, there's one verse before that. Before that, is it?
Before that he says 5 causes.
Before that, the 5 causes. O mighty Arjuna, according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for accomplishment of all action. Now learn of this from me. So he's speaking about the 5, right? Yes? Huh? So the important personality is the super soul. And the spirit soul is just what? Trapped. So when he is trapped in this action, then what happens? He goes through the cycle of what? If he doesn't follow the directions of God, if he doesn't want to surrender, then he is no better than a cow and an ass. And he will have to keep taking what? What is that? This is what will happen if we just don't want to follow. If the ignorant person who has not conquered the material senses does not adhere to Vedic injunctions, certainly he will engage in sinful, irreligious activities. Thus his reward will be repeated birth and death. So like now Puranjan, he is dying. There's many things are happening. He is dying. He is taken by Yamaraj, correct? He is going to suffer. I explained yesterday, correct? And then he comes back, he takes the body of a, because he was thinking of this wife, so he taking the body of a woman. Yeah? See how? Of course, he didn't go to hell. I don't think he went to hell. He died and he was arrested by the Yamaraj, no? Yes? And then the story, I mean the next verse is that he is put in the body of a woman. So, this is what going to happen not only to Puranjan, also to us. This is it is not very strange. We have gone through this many times. You understand? You don't look very puzzled. We have done this many times in our life. So, when we know this, we know this knowledge, then we can come out of this mess. You understand? If you go back again to the verses that I've shown, 4:29 and 6:1 and 11:3, I'm just showing you how the Super Soul is going. If you go back, you'll see how Narada Muni is explaining. The only way out of this is to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of. I won't go to I'll go to this 6155. I just go here. Since the living entity is associated with material nature, he is in an awkward position. But if in human form of life he is taught how to associate with Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotee, this position can be overcome. In other words, the Super Soul, if you can connect to the Super Soul, then the whole problem is. That's verse, no? That also is there in the 11th canto, 11, I think in 11:9, the two birds sitting in the tree, one is eating in the fruits and one is looking, right? 11:9, what? That the two birds, and also in, I think in 22, is it? 222? Two birds in the tree. You know where it is? 11:9? 225. 222 purpose. Okay, we go to 11:9. You see 11:9 there? Two birds sitting on the tree. It is 11:9 or 11:11? Can you show me that? I think it's in 11.
6.
What? 6. It is not in 11:9? 11:11, very good. What's the number?
6.
Yes, 11:11:6. 11:11:6, you see. By chance, two birds have made a nest together in the same tree. The two birds are friends and are of similar nature. That means they are spiritual. One of them, however, is eating the fruits of the tree, whereas the other, who does not eat the fruit, is in superior position due to his potency. That means he is a super soul. You follow? This is also from the Upanishad, also have this. The bird who does not eat the fruits of the tree is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who by his omniscience perfectly understands his own position and that of the conditioned living being, entity, represented by the eating bird. The living entity, on the other hand, does not understand himself or the Lord. He is covered by ignorance and is thus called eternally conditioned. Whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being full of perfect knowledge, is eternally liberated. You understand this point? There's a big distinction. God is never in Maya. The living entity is completely in Maya. You understand? Right? So now, we heard this now, if we take shelter of the Lord, then everything is settled, correct? Just now you read, 6:155, right? Yeah? One who is enlightened in self-realization, although living within the material body, sees himself as transcendental to the body, just as one who has risen from a dream gives up identification with the dream body. A foolish person, however, although not identical with the material body, but transcendental to it, thinks himself to be situated in the body, just as one who is dreaming sees himself as situated in an imaginary body. The example is given here. If you are in a self-realization, so when you wake up from a dream, you immediately, do you take the dream as important? See how the example is given, you don't care. That wasting time, this stupid dream, Yes? But if you keep dreaming, then what is your position? You are a fool. Yes? You understand? So in other words, we need to come out of this dream. Either this is dream or that is also dream. When you go to sleep there, you are dreaming there. You forgot this dream, correct? Now when you wake up, this is also a dream. You see, both ways you are illusion. Isn't it a fact? Either you are in that dream or you are in this dream. So we need to wake up from both dreams. And that means We have to take shelter of the Lord. Come to our spiritual position. You understand what I am saying? Are you understanding? You cannot say, of course, you say that dream is useless, this dream is better, but this is also dream. You know why I say dream? We are all spirit soul, correct? We are trapped in this universe, correct? And this universe is coming from where? Huh? It's coming from the dream of Garbhodakshi Vishnu. And in his dream, he is coming inside. See how much powerful he is. You cannot go into your dream, you understand, your illusion. In his dream, all his dream, and in the dream he is going inside and doing lila and everything and all. And this is the power of God. You understand how powerful he is. So we need to wake up to all these things. You understand? We need to come out of this mess. Therefore, the word is used, an enlightened person. You see that? An enlightened person who is free from the contamination of material desire does not consider himself to the performer of bodily duties. Rather, he knows that all such activities, it is only the senses born of modes of nature that are contacting sense object born of the same modes of nature. A spiritual person understands that whatever is going on, it is going on because of the interaction between the senses and the modes of. Does he understand that he is not this body? I am spirit soul. You follow? Whereas the unintelligent person, he thinks he is the doer. Right? An unintelligent person, see, this verse is also there in the Gita. An unintelligent person situated in the body, created by previous fruitive activity, thinks, I am the performer of action. Bewildered by false ego, such a person is therefore bound by fruitive activity, which are in fact carried out by modes of material nature. Understand? Are you following? This verse, I think it's the same verse, no? This verse. Prakriti kriyamanani gunayir karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. This verse, 327, all the time we are quoting, no? Right? He thinks he is the doer. That is what's keeping us all covered. If we always keep thinking that we are the one doing everything, we are in Maya. You must understand. Just like Krishna told Arjuna, everything is done by me. You understand? You just become my instrument. So we must understand this. When we understand that we are an instrument in the hands of God, then we are a devotee. When we understand that I am the doer, then we are a demon. There are two different consciousnesses. That's why here says Vimuda Atma, fool. Because what can we do? We are spirit soul trapped in this body. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. I am sitting in the heart of, right, directing everybody. Yes or not? So this knowledge is absent, then the living entity is going through what? Shoka, Moha, you know the words? You know the words? This is what will happen. Material miseries of the living entity are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this. Therefore, the learned Vyasa have compiled this Vedic literature which is in relation to the Supreme Truth. So here, this is the thing. See the word Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, Apaha. Yashyam vai Shruyamanan Nayam Krishna Parame Parama Puruse Bhaktir Utpadyete Pumsha Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, Apaha. Then, simply by one giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion and fearfulness. So the catch is that if we want to come out of this mess, the only thing is to take shelter of the Lord. You understand? Many times I have shown this verse. I have shown this verse many times. Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of perfecting his own self-realization, there must be some other personality whose infactual knowledge of the Absolute Truth can impart this knowledge to him. In other words, although now we understand, how we understand it? Someone must teach. You cannot sit down and meditate and this knowledge will come to you. That's not possible. It is not possible. You must go. That's why Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Tad vidhi parnipatena. You must go to a self-realized soul and learn. You must go to the spiritual master. It is not possible to come up. It is not possible. To understand this, you can see here, Krishna is explaining, I think I have shown this many times. In this verse, you can see. Sadhu Shastra Kripaya Yade Krishna Mukho Yahaya Se Jiva Nistara Maya Tarehe Chadaya. If the conditioned soul become Krishna conscious by the mercy of saintly persons, who voluntarily preach scriptural injunctions and help him to become Krishna conscious, the conditioned soul is liberated from the clutches of Maya, who gives him up. You understand this? If the conditioned soul become Krishna conscious by the mercy of saintly person, it cannot become Krishna conscious by his own strength. That is not possible. Then the soul can become liberated. You follow? What? The divine energy of mind, isn't this the verse, no? You can chant. Deviyesa gunamai mama maya turatyaya mam eva e prapadyante maya metantarantite. The divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross behind this. Next verse, important. Maya mugda jivere nahi swat Krishna jigyana. Jivere kripaya kaila Krishna Veda Puran. This Prabhupada quote this verse many times, you know. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort. But out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and his supplement, the Puran. Follow this. That's why we have now Shastra. First we have saintly person, correct? Now we have saintly person must speak what? The Shastra. Yes? You got time, you can read the purport. Huh? You can go back, you are making notes, right? You read the purport. You take time. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apanera Janana Krishna Mora Prabhu Tatra Jevera Haya Gyan. The forgetful conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literature, the realized spiritual master and the super soul. In other words, you cannot try to figure this out yourself. That's not possible. It is not possible. You know, if a person in jail, he cannot come out. That's not possible. If he is inside jail, can he come out? So therefore there are lawyers, there are relatives, everybody is trying to help him to, correct? Yes or no? So like that, their help is coming from, so what is that? First is the spiritual master. Then there is what? Shastra, knowledge. And then there is finally who? He has to say yes or no. You can do anything. If he say no, I forget it. Understand? That's why in the Bhagavad Gita he says he is the sanctioner. That not a blade of grass can move without his authority. Correct? I think there is 9, 12 in Bhagavad Gita. No. 9, 10. Huh? What is that? Madhyakshana Pakirti Susajate Chara Charana. Material energy is working under my authority. So through this he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as is, and he can understand that Lord Krishna is eternal master and deliverer from the clutches of Maya. In this way, one can acquire real knowledge of this conditioned soul and come to understand how to attain liberation. This is the only way. Of course, everything is made simple by the mercy of the Lord. Huh? The Vedic literature gives information about the living entity's eternal relationship with Krishna, which is called Sambandha. The living entity's understanding of relationship and is acting according is called Abhideya. Returning home back to God is the ultimate goal of life and is called Prayojana. Devotional service or sense activity for the satisfaction of the Lord is called Abhideya, because he can develop one's original love of Godhead, which is the goal of life. This goal is the living entity's topmost interest and greatest wealth. Thus one attains the platform of transcendental loving service unto the Lord. Huh? So once he comes to this position, then he is considered as the most. When one attains the transcendental bliss of intimate relation with Krishna, he renders service to him and tastes the mallows of Krishna consciousness. This is the highest thing. Coming to contact with Krishna and then developing your loving relationship, your life is successful and finished. See, all this is detailed knowledge, correct? I mean, if somebody is sitting here, Prabhu, too many things here, you're speaking, it's difficult for me, Yes? Correct? You're going from this canto to that canto to this canto and so many things you're saying. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it easy. Very simple. His program is simple. What did he say? Simply you chant Hare Krishna. This is all. No need to know so many things. Of course, if you know, it's good for you. If you don't know, you ask me to sit here and give a class, I have to explain something. No? I say just chant Hare Krishna, you will not come back next Sunday, no? For sure. Right? I have to explain why, how this thing is. And now because you confused, I said, never mind, you don't know all this, never mind. You chant Hare Krishna. Simple. That's why everybody can go back to God. Why? I showed that verse, right? 17. See? Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. Nama Aitehaya Sarva Jagat Nistara. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Finish. No need to know many things. You simply chant, because when you chant, you are connected to the Lord. That's why we say chant Hare Krishna and be sad. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. The moment you get connected to Krishna, everything is finished. That's why Krishna said, even you are the greatest sinner, but if you are my devotee, then you are called Sadhu Reva Mantavya. He calls the person Sadhu. In other words, everything is forgotten, forgiven, everything is, if you just get yourself to. You understand? Okay. That's why I was reading this, I just want to share with you. Maybe you will find it interesting. This is a verse in the 11.5.1, I think. There's a question was asked, you see. This is very interesting. This is Bhagavatam. If you keep reading and reading, you can, you find so many things. Raja Uvacha, Bhagavatam Harim Prayo, Na Bhajanti Atma Vittamaha, Tesham Ashanta Kamanam, Na Ka Nista Avichedatmanaha. It's very interesting, you see this question. King Nimi further inquired, my dear Yogendras, all of you are most perfect in knowledge of the science of the self. Therefore, kindly explain to me the destination of those, for most of the part, never worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who are unable to quench their material desires and who are not in control of their own selves. What a perfect question. So we understood, your whole problem will be solved, you just open the mouth and chant. I said, this is why the saintly personalities, they are concerned about. Now, what happened to those people who don't want to accept this thing? Correct? Of course, I can show you, the verse, Yamaraj will take you this, that, punishment. There, I don't say no. But here, you see how he's inquiring. What is happening to these people? There are many in this category. Many are in this. I'll show you one verse. What is that? You know where is it? 19? I think it's 1-4. Let me try. 140. Let's see. Oh, this is the soul. Oh, this is the soul. I'm going to show you this verse. This is the verse. Among human beings, those who are follows the Vedic principles are considered civilized. Among these, almost half simply give lip service while committing all kinds of sinful activities against this principle. Such people do not care for the legislative principle. Yes. This is exactly what this King Nimi is asking. What about all these guys, what is it? What happened to their position? Huh? Simply they are doing all kind of nonsense. Yeah? They don't care. Don't they? So what is the consequence of that? Yes. And not only that, if you read that they are particularly against the devotees. This class particularly against the devotees. There you saw the example, no? This Jaya and Madai, correct? Huh? What they did? Nityananda Prabhu went to save them, right? What they did? Injured him. What did Narada Muni went to save the sons of Daksha? What happened to him? Got cursed. Yes? I'm seeing now we are preaching. What we get? Only bad name, this, that. I remember when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I said, wow, such a powerful book. I think I will buy many copies and just give. And everybody will become devotee. I was wrong. I was totally wrong. And right now, parents are coming against us. Why are you telling my son all kind of nonsense? Why? Huh? So many husband, wife, everybody. Yeah? You understand? It's a category. So therefore, it is explained. I mean, if you go again, if you go to this verse, I think here, let's read a little bit, so you will understand more. Those who have not achieved knowledge of the absolute truth, yet who are still beyond darkness of complete ignorance, generally follow the threefold path of pious material life, namely religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification. Not having time to reflect on any higher purpose, they have become the killers of their own soul. Huh? Yes. But here emphasis is there. They are killers of their own. Okay? Then you see what happens again, further goes. The killers of the soul are never peaceful because they consider the human intelligence is ultimately meant for expanding material life. Thus, neglecting their real spiritual duties, they are always in distress. They are filled with great hopes and dreams, but unfortunately, these are always destroyed by the inevitable march of time. As we read in the third canto, correct? This old man is going to die, he is dreaming so much, his dreams are not fulfilled, he is in anxiety. And that's why they asked the doctor, Prabhupada gave the example, please extend my life for 4 more years only I am asking, I have to do so much. Krishna, and you know what I mean, he will not even give 1 second more. Finish. You follow? And what will happen? The killer of the soul, whoever may be, must enter into the planets known as the worlds of the faithless, full of darkness and ignorance. This is Ishopanishad, mantra 5, mantra 3. And this Asurya namate loka andena tamasvrtaha tamste pratya abhigachante ekecha atma hanojanaha. Asurya means the demons, the demonic consciousness. This is the end result. Hitva maya rachita graha patya shuhat striyaha tamo vishanti ani janto vasudeve param mukhaha. So this is the point. Those who have turned away from the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, been under the spell of the Lord's illusory energy, are eventually forced to give up their so-called homes, children, friends, wives, lovers, which are all created by the illusory potency of the Supreme Lord, and enter against their will into the darkest region of the universe. So this is exactly Puranjan, finished, everything is gone. What is the end result? Finish. As Prabhupada said, dust thou art become. You are dust and you will become dust. Yeah, that's the purport, right, today. So therefore, we should not be stupid again to make this crazy mistake. Yes, we should very strictly take up this program. Although it is very simple, but in Kali Yuga, there are going to be a lot of disturbances. You understand? So you must become what? Determined. You must become very determined. We have to become patient and we have to become very determined. We should give up anything, but we cannot give up this power of chanting Krishna's name. That even we get killed also we will not stop. That should be our determination. I cannot give up this Krishna consciousness. That should be our, because this is going to be our only saving grace. Yes, I think is there in 15110, is it? The holy name of Lord Krishna is an attractive feature of many saintly liberal people. It is the annihilator of all sinful reaction, so powerful that the safe for the dumb who cannot chant it. It is readily available to everyone, including the lowest type of men, the Chandala. The holy name of Krishna is the control of the opulence of liberation and is identical with Krishna. When a person simply chants the holy name with his tongue, immediate effects are produced. Chanting the holy name does not depend on initiation, pious activities or the Purusharya regulative principles generally observed before initiation. Holy name does not wait for any of this activity. It is self-sufficient. Save for the what? Dumb. Dumb can be both ways, you know. Dumb can also mean what? You cannot speak, and you can be a dumb what? Dumb what? Dumb? Dumb skull. Follow? So whatever it is, everyone have problems. Who don't have problems? Everybody has problems, correct? But you make an experiment. Every day you wake up and just take the bead bag and chant. Immediately you will again become fire up. That is secret. You follow? It's a simple thing. Just pick up the bead bag and chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And it is assured. It is assured your body is finished, no more birth already. That's it. Don't make the mistake like again. Again coming back, no more. We become determined that I don't want to take any more birth again. Finish. No more. That should be our determination. I don't want to make a mistake again. I don't want to come back again. That's why, see, this verse in this, I think is 5:13, is it? You know? 5:13 or 7:13? 7:13 is it? (7:13) I think. The Paramahamsa is speaking to Prahlad Maharaj. You know? In the human form of life, man and woman unite for sensual pleasure of sex. But by actual experience, we have observed that none of them are happy. Therefore, seeing the contrary result, I have stopped taking part in materialistic activities. Huh? The actual form of life for the living entity is one of spiritual happiness, which is real happiness. This happiness can be achieved only when one stops all materialistic activities. Material sense enjoyment is simply imagination. Therefore, considering subject, I have ceased from all material activities and I am lying down here. Of course, ours is different. Ours is what? What is that verse, Rupa Goswami? Using everything in Krishna's service? Anasakta Vishayan? I think it's Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter also this verse is there, no? 6:10. What? Yeah, what is that? Where? I think it is 19 also. Srimad, CC. We should learn how to use this body for Krishna's service. That is all. And it's very simple, as I have said. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Everything will be adjusted. Finish. All right. Any questions or comments? Any questions? Anybody asking questions? No questions. It's quite a deep subject anyway. All right, we'll stop here then. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi.